All right, let me bring in Thunder. Thunder, are you with us?
Yeah, let's cut to the chase now. Evolution. You don't buy that, right?
Quite obviously not, no.
Do you know what a gene pool is?
Yes.
Good.
So,
Right. Would you accept that the gene pool is a function of the environment?
no, we're not.
You wouldn't.
No,
So you don't
I
believe
would,
in things for what you would call microevolution?
I would say that changes to allele frequency over time do not create genes. It is a loss of genetic information.
With what I'm asking,
And therefore, gene pools are the result of natural selection, causing change to the allele frequencies in the original phenotype. So what you're positing is that phenotypes have been created by nature, and
that's nothing to do with what I said now.
Thunder, please.
Nephi, what do you think a gene pool is?
Don't talk over each other, please.
I think when we observe populations, we see that they are created by a change to allele frequencies over time, acted upon by natural selection. But this does not create genetic information. It's a loss of genetic information.
Yeah, I don't think that was the question you were asked. You were asked what a gene pool is in your view.
I would call it a population.
Right. Don, you want to respond to that?
No, I was just going to say that's because his answer didn't really mesh with that definition. I was really curious as to what exactly he thought a gene pool was. But yeah, it's a collection of genes in a population. So yeah, I know he's correct. Yeah, good.
Right. Okay. Thunder, did you want to come back?
Yeah. I mean, I'm confused now. You said that you don't think that the gene pool is a function of the environment, but then you went on to give an answer that suggested that it was.
Well, I say that it wasn't created by the environment. It's acted upon it by the environment. It's acted upon by the environment.
So the gene pool is plastic to the environment. Are we agreed?
That is true.
Okay. So do you believe that plasticity can lead to a reduction of gene flow between populations, which can lead to speciation?
Well, many biologists, even those who specialize in studying speciation, acknowledge that it is very difficult or impossible to define what a species is. So, but however, what you might call speciation, you might label as evolution, and I would call it variety within the regional created kinds, and not evidence of any kind of evolutionary change whatsoever.
Right, and let me go back to
the question was, do you think that can lead to speciation? Can the plasticity of the gene pool to the environment lead to bifurcation in the gene pool, which reduces the gene flow between populations, eventually leading to speciation?
Again, that depends on what your definition of species is, and as I said, many scientists who study speciation have acknowledged that defining a species is difficult to impossible. So, I mean, if you're positing that speciation is the creation of a new phenotype, eventually a new phenotype, then I would, or a genotype, I would say that process is unknown to science. But if you're saying that we can see a change within the varieties of one kind, then that's quite clearly true. But I don't see that there's not any evidence of evolutionary change.
One at a time, please, gentlemen, one at a time, and keep it civil, please. I'm going to ask Thunder to respond to Nephilim's point, and then I know that our expert wants to make a point as well. So I'm going to go to Thunder, then Don, and then back to you, Nephi, okay?
Sorry, I was unaware that Nephi made a point.
Well, I thought you, okay, in that case I'll just go straight to Don.
I wanted to ask you...
Oh, good. No, go ahead, Thunder.
I want to push you on this now. Do you think that, say, Homo sapiens could microevolve to be, say, resilient to pH? Do you think that if you'd increase the pH slowly, say in America, over the next 1,000 years, that the human species would adapt to that, or do you think they would just die out at a certain level?
Well, organisms do adapt to their environment. No, I would not call it microevolution. I'm opposed to the term microevolution because it's hegemonic in nature. Biochemical adaptations are not evidence of evolution because they don't have any effect on the morphology.
That's not what I asked.
I agree. I agree that life forms do adapt to the environment, but the biochemical adaptations that we observe in life forms are not evidence of evolution because they have no change.
That's not what I asked now. Answer the question.
I just did.
Would adapt to the pH change or not?
I did answer you. I said I do agree that life forms adapt to their environment biochemically. So yes, there may be some adaptation there, but biochemical adaptation is not evidence of evolutionary change.
Right. You don't accept that speciation. You don't accept that this can actually lead to reduction in gene flow between populations and speciation, correct?
It does. Adaptation does over time. Natural selection does, through changes to allele frequency and gene flow, cause a loss of genetic information and does change the DNA features, and especially epigenetic information can be changed. But this is not evidence, again, this is not evidence that one kind of life can beget another kind.
You never answered the question that's asked. Look, it really is this simple. Do you accept that you can get something called speciation? Right, and I don't want you to say, well, no one can tell me what a species is, because if no one can tell you what a species is, then how can you tell the difference between life forms?
As I said, I don't know how to make it more clear. Again, speciation is a highly speculative process. What is a species or is not is up in the air.
Let me give you a precise definition. When the gene flow between populations gets below 1%, speciation has occurred. It might not be a perfect definition, but we'll take it as a working definition for the moment. Right? Under that definition, you accept that speciation can occur.
Again, I cannot agree that speciation occurs. I agree that life forms do show variety. Now, if you want to label that speciation, then that's your business. But I don't agree to the term speciation because biologists don't even agree upon it.
Right, Thunder, I think that's as far as we can get.
Let me finish with this. Yeah.
Please do. I want to move on to Phil.
You've accepted that humans can adapt to pH change, yeah?
I would think so, yes.
And how acidic do you think a pH that people could adapt to?
I wouldn't know. I'm not a biochemist.
Let's say lemon juice. The acidity of lemon juice.
Thunder, I'm sorry. He said that he doesn't know. I'm not sure how far we're going to get with this. We've only got 10 minutes of the allotted
okay, let me get to the punchline then. Let me get to the punchline.
Volume things.
Yes, I know you do, Aaron. I'm coming to you. I'm going to go to Dawn, back to Neff, then to you, Aaron. And so you're just going to have to be patient.
Yes. Right, Neff, if you've got two populations of humans, one in America that adapts to, say, acidity, one in Europe that adapts to basicity, right? The two populations will be incompatible. There will be the gene occur between them, right? Because that's the way that pH works. Genes adapt, are a function of the pH. The protonation states the proteins are a function of the pH. If you've got one set of genes that can acidity and one in basicity, the two populations will be genetically they won't to produce viable offspring, right? That means that speciation occurred. Now that's what you said was impossible.
No, I didn't say it was impossible, sir. You're twisting the word. I said that I'm not going to try to define speciation because I don't agree with the term, because even biologists don't agree upon it. But if you're trying to posit that populations arise which are incompatible genetically with other populations, but what we're looking at there is a loss of genetic information and a dead end for evolution. It doesn't provide anything. So let me finish my response, please. It doesn't provide evidence of evolution. It actually provides evidence evolution has not happened or is not possible, because a continual loss of genetic information by the turning off of genes, it points to the fact that all of the life forms on this planet are moving towards extinction, not evolving into new kinds, new genotypes, and new new morphologies, new body plans, etc.
Alright, Thunder, I'm sorry, I have to move on because both John and Aaron want to say a few things. I'm going to start with John and then I will be coming to you, Aaron, and I'll talk about you. John.
You said real quick, Nephilim, the biochanges that we observe are not, do you think that's not a change in phenotype at all?